see. We should be live in about 5 seconds, I think.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, it's live.
Okay, now it's showing. Okay, it's showing. So let's see who's in the chat. Let's see. Veneer, Cyber
Fenrir.
Ninja, yeah, Cyber Ninja Gaming, Silent Anime Ninja, and everybody else who's in the live stream. So, once more, we have to shit. Okay. I got this. So, in case some of you guys have been living under the rock, I've made a video about Siren about a week ago now, where we had some drama in the past, and well, essentially, I said that Siren believes that he.
Siren, please.
I can't pronounce that. Like, not everyone can pronounce your name. Okay, why?
Okay, just 1 second. Say, like, over Thar. Rin.
Win.
Yes.
Just letting you know it is gamer. My name is hard to pronounce, so if you pronounce it wrong, I don't mind.
That's fair enough. Blade's asking how I fix my audio. I'm using a right now I'm using 2 different headsets. I'm using one. I'm missing my other headset, so I'm using this cheap ass headset that I found at my backpack. So I plugged it in, and then I'm using the blue Snowball microphone for the voice recording. So all you gotta do, mess it on with the settings. Check out microphone and see what works. And if you can't, well, I can't help you. Try experimenting, Blade. So, as I was saying, I said that Thyron believes that he is an obligation to have some sort of debate with me via voice chat or even on Discord or whatever. And I keep telling him that I am a busy man. YouTube is not even a full-time thing for me, at least not anymore. It's what I do when I get the chance. I am not working right now, but eventually I'm going to be working again, probably either next week or possibly either this month or the next. But either way, I'm going to be working at the school either for 4 hours or 8 hours.
Can I just jump in when I say that I completely understand that as someone who works full time also, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Exactly.
I can only jump on X amount of days, X amount of hours, certain times, and I get a lot of people asking me to prove it, do this, do that, debate me, jump on that, and I completely understand where you're coming from, Atheist.
Yes. It's a bit tiresome sometimes. You see, I've been going out. Outside of working, whenever I do have the free time, I have to choose between going on the internet or hanging out with people that I genuinely care about. And most of the time, I tend to go with either with my family members or, try to see some of my friends. Because for the longest of time, I haven't been very active when it comes to meeting real people. So, so forgive me if I value, uh, real life over the internet life.
Hey, I didn't say anything against the fact. I have a life outside of the internet as well.
Hmm.
I was at a convention all weekend. Actually, I was only able to make 2 days of the weekend due to one of the muscles in my leg acting up, but I was there nonetheless. I had a great time. I spent a lot of my weekends with my girlfriend, who is an amazing woman, and I'm usually, uh, well, I live with my family, which again does take up a fair amount of time as I have chores and whatnot. I mean, that's reasonable in a household. And I mean, what usually other and any other time I have is mostly to myself, as I do not live in a suburban area. I live in a rural area.
All right.
So anything I do is essentially on my own free time, and even then, I may be doing several different things.
So I mean, from that, we've all deduced that you both have
Lives.
stuff to do. So
Yes.
Something I don't have.
Uh, poor internship.
so moving on.
So, Thyrin.
Tharin. Yes.
What is your points that you want to bring up right now?
Well, actually, I was going to ask you that first. Apparently, you and I had a confrontation in a Discord, and apparently, by stating my opinions, and then you were stating yours, it was a late time at night, and I was just tired of it, just tired of talking to you at the time, and I left the channel. I left the server. Apparently, you took that as a win, and in defense, uh, I decided to at least talk with you into uh, since you were not able or do not like to talk voice chat at the time, that we would set up a time to do that.
Well,
And here we are.
okay. When I'm on Discord, it's usually on my phone. And
Yeah,
I
I
don't
know that.
and when I voice chat via on my phone, it's not going to be all that great. I prefer, if I'm going to voice chat, it would be with my snowball microphone, with my headset. That way I don't end up disturbing anyone, because keep in mind that I don't live alone. I
Well,
live,
neither do I.
yes.
But
However,
I'm guessing that you live in a rather small household with a lot of family members within it.
pretty much.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, I'm going to turn webcam on for this so I can emphasize my point. I'm not really sure what beef you two have with each other yet. I just know that you both live at home and you have lives, and sometimes you Discord on your phone. I think the audience would actually like to know what beef you have with each other. I'm not being out of order, and I know my tone is very to the point, so don't think I'm attacking either one of you.
Oh no, you're not.
I just think if you've got beef with each other, you should probably just get straight to it.
Well, it all stems essentially from the same person, perfection.
True.
Because I believe I was dealing with perfection one way or another around, I would say, late February, and the earliest video that Atheist Gamer has is at least March 7th, I believe.
I think that was
in which you had retweeted to Bull Bunny Girl about that.
Bulma Bunny actually shared that one particular video.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. I saw that.
And I figured, since people really enjoy that one particular video, I would, make several other videos on perfection, because it's not just like I'm a bit of an opportunist. I know, what can get views and what doesn't, and perfection at the time was generating me some views, and I was actually getting support. I was actually getting people to uh,
subscribe to you,
subscribe, sign a petition to get rid of perfection, even though it's practically pointless now.
Moot point.
Yes, but at the time I did sort of lead a revolution, kinda, because people were using the hashtag delete perfection, and at the time it was working. I've contacted one of the artists that had porn of Chilai fucking broadly fucking Chilai.
Yes, I remember that. I remember you contacting her.
Yes.
And basically her taking that down, and she was going to be writing a rant on her channel about him stealing her art. Again, a lot of this is old news. It's on your channel for everyone to see.
Yes.
I mean, right now, all we're talking about is basically like stuff that you've already done on your videos.
Right.
So let's get to the point. Let's get to the point.
All right. So, my massive beef, I've been receiving some information about
Hate.
your. Hello?
Yeah, sorry, I thought you were going to say hate. I don't know why I thought that.
Oh, okay. So, I've been receiving some information about Theron, about his recent behaviors, how he's in Perfection's Discord server, and of course in one of Perfection's hangouts, where Thyron actually supported Perfection at one point, because according to Thyron, and from some source,
might I ask who your source is?
I don't think he needs to reveal his source, because the source may not necessarily be here to say whether or not he wants to be revealed.
That's true.
The
sources refuses to show their face. However, as I said, there were screenshots of Thyron or Tharin, whatever. He brought up not Bulma, Sakura Quinn's Pornhub account, along with and let's see what else am I missing? Yeah, bragging on Perfection's Discord server, despite the fact that Perfection, along with his fans, are well-known women haters. Like there's no sugarcoating it. They're women haters.
Have you actually talked to some of these individuals yourself?
I've talked to SSIMS, and Hot Cheeto Juice.
They are not credible people, and they are not credible people. They do They provide little to nothing from the time I was in his servers, and thus are not. They have no use to be brought up.
Yeah,
So-
that's true, but I think it is gamers trying to like prove that you showed those pictures in a server where there are a lot of people who basically hate women. So yeah, and there are a lot of people in there. Granted, there are like I know there are like 2 or 3 people who actually believe in gender equality, but yeah, a lot of people hate women. So for you to do that, it's not cool, and you kind of like basically harassed her in a way.
Yes, and I know exactly what I did. I'm ashamed of how I acted at the time, and I honestly am sorry for what I did. These days, I'm just kind of letting her do her own thing, her whatever way she wants to do with her life. Um, that's none of my business anymore.
So with the atheist gamer hearing that right here, right now, for the very first time, he was kind of justified in making that point before the facts before you said that.
Indeed.
Yes.
I was not aware that you've had a change of heart.
Well, we've had
I honestly pretty much spilled my guts to you in a private chat about that stuff.
Yes, and
And
And-
you did not and you're telling me you did not read it at all?
no, I'm
To be
saying
fair, to be fair to this gamer, why would he believe you? I'm sorry if I'm being a bit blunt. I don't mean to disrespect you, but it's I mean, he has no reason to believe that you actually had a change of heart. To be
Yeah.
honest, there are times where I feel like you don't change, but you and me are still cool. I love you,
Yeah.
but if I look from atheist gamer's perspective, why would he believe you?
True.
He has reasons to doubt you.
But then again, that can also attribute to the difference between um, responding to someone in text and responding to someone in voice. Responding in text can only get you so far. Hearing the reaction.
Yeah, I mean, if I could jump in on that one, the thing that happened was these two the atheist gamer and Firen had a little beef about things, and the thing that I took away from it is that a while back, when the atheist gamer was making videos, he was getting a lot of critiques, but he was getting more harsh critiques from Firen for reasons of his own, which is fine, and Firen told the atheist gamer to take down all of his perfection videos, and for some reason the atheist gamer actually did it. It's his choice, it is what it is. And then after Firen told him to delete all of his perfection videos, the atheist gamer a few weeks later then goes into a Discord where he finds Firen being friendly with perfection, the same guy he told him to stop making videos on and delete because he's scum. So naturally the atheist gamer was very annoyed. And then he finds out about all this Sakura Quinn Pornhub account stuff, and yeah, like I think the video, whilst flawed in some areas, had some good points against Firen. And if I may say, I think this whole stupid thing about the atheist gamer shits his pants, so he's an idiot. That's so retarded. Like, what if you had a medical condition where you threw up every time? I don't know. You went swimming or something. It doesn't make him a fucking idiot. It just makes him, unfortunately, have a medical condition that's very embarrassing. It doesn't make him an idiot. Like, I think people focusing on that, and I've heard this at least 4 or 5 times from different people today, and I think it's fucking ridiculous to judge someone on that. I've got epilepsy, or I've had a seizure 2 weeks ago. So yeah, make fun of me. All my videos are shit. It's the same thing to me. There's no difference. And I think people picking on the atheist gamer for these stupid things is retarded. But I will say on the end of that, atheist gamer, and I've said this to you before a few times, you don't really think through a lot of your content, and you are, as you've admitted earlier, chasing for clout a lot of the time. I think it's quite big of you to admit that. So you're not exactly, neither one of you are innocent in this. And the fact that we opened this up with a conversation about your personal lives and what you do in the daytime without jumping straight into the beef that we're all here to sort out is like, do you even have any beef? I don't really sense any actual beef. But I'm just going to step back for a second, because I got the impression from Farron and the Atheist Gamer and everyone else that you two had massive beef with each other. But as far as I can tell so far, there's not actually any beef. And but I mean, prove me wrong. If you two actually have a problem with each other, talk about it now. But if you don't, just squash it. Like, it's as simple as that.
Yeah, I've noted this pattern as well. I mean, anytime you two are in the voice chat, you're very civil with each other, which is something I think every mature adult would. I mean, every mature adult should be civil with each other. But considering that you two don't have a lot of nice things to say to each other, whether in the chat or whether to people, it's really funny that you two are being civil right now. But again, need to emphasize on the fact that you two are being adults, so that's fine with me.
Yeah. I'm not, the type of person to immediately to just start go ranting angrily in a hangouts. It doesn't sound very professional. People are here to see, I mean, I get that some people are here because they just want to see two guys screaming at each other like crazy, but it doesn't get us anywhere if we just, do that. So I'm here, I'm willing to listen to Tharon, and because in the past, I I was incredibly skeptical about Tharon. Like, we had multiple voice chats, and it seems that every time that I think that we settle things, somehow I find Tharon doing something despicable that it deserves to be called out on. And
Despicable. Like, all the times we talked together, like, if you're at least going to say I've done something despicable, by all means, provide references, points, what I have done, what I have not done.
He's probably referring. I mean, if I have to give one example, the whole Sakura Quinn issue, but
That's
that's
fine.
all I know.
But
Yes.
but again, he and her have been friends for quite a while now, since at least March, when again he was pretty much starting up on Perfection, and Sakura Quinn was one of Bulma Bunny's fans and looked up to Bulma Bunny, and they became mutual friends through being fans of Bulma Bunny.
That is true. And I actually wanted to. It was nice to know that there was like a fellow YouTuber who not only made content but also wanted to talk to me. We became good friends, but eventually I sort of got tired of her. Like, I will admit that that I've made a mistake. Allowing Sakura to sort of step all over me and just sort of just take the spotlight for herself, because
She's done that to more than one person, sir.
that's right.
I know at least a couple of other people, and again, she does love to draw attention to herself. So
I would. Sorry, I'll let you finish.
she does draw attention to herself, and I mean, in the most recent cases of what I had done to her, it was by all means justified by her responses.
I would disagree quite strongly with that. because what I think happened, and I'm just going to call it straight here, guys. I'm not meaning to attack you. I'm just calling it as I see it. Okay. When the first Sakura Quinn thing happened, I have no doubt that you were probably just an acquaintance of hers, the atheist gamer. But when that perfection drama unrolled with her at the very beginning, when I kind of met you, with the whole, her sending him messages, but not really, I feel like you kind of, and I'm not slating you for this, I thought you saw that as an opportunity to use her story against him. So that's why you kind of kept her sweet, because even you knew at the very beginning of talking to her that she was nobody's friend, really. She was just only out for herself. She was emotionally unstable. She couldn't have a civil conversation with a single person in any of your live streams. So I think you just kept her around to use in the battle against perfection.
Well, I mean, I had a little bit of of a little bit of suspicions, but I didn't want to like jump entirely to conclusions. Because it's kind of hard to. I'm not really all that good. I have to know someone at least a little bit better before I can come with the conclusion that either this person is a good person or a bad person. And after seeing the same thing over and over again with Sakura Quinn, it just sort of seems that to me, Sakura, sort of just interject herself into the drama and
Okay.
I actually feel like she actually wanted Perfection to talk about her because you know, she keeps on saying, man, I hope Perfection doesn't, talk about me at all because I'm gonna have like this massive hissy fit, and and Perfection actually fell for that. So naturally, I think okay, I think you know I could invite Sakura again so she can speak her mind, and things just sort of escalated from there. I had and the
And
fourth.
and I'll be honest here, anytime she has been on any live stream, what have you, she has provided nothing to the conversation.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
going to say. Tell me one good thing she's ever done for you.
Nothing.
Yeah. All right. I'm not being funny. YouTube's one thing, the grind's another. But I mean, just genuine common decency towards people is where, you build the foundations of who you want to talk to on your channel. You can have an arsehole on, I've had perfection on twice, but it can serve a purpose once, but having her on like 5 live streams, just screaming her head off, talking shit to everyone, and then backstabbing you, by the way,
Yeah.
is not trying to work out if someone's a good person. I just like to say I'm a pretty good judge of character, and I want to think that you're a good judge of character enough to know that you can call a spade, an arsehole is an arsehole. You can try and change them like Farron does quite regularly. But let's not kid ourselves here. Sakura Quinn is now a mute point. She's gone. She was a twat. We don't really need to be talking about her at the moment, I think. I think we've gone off the topic again. I think that Farron and the Atheist Gamer are kind of like, you two are facing each other, but you're not making eye contact. Does that make sense? I don't think
Okay.
you have beef.
Okay.
Sorry if I sound aggressive. I'm trying to keep you on point,
Okay.
do what you're here to do, and then you discuss whatever you want. Okay?
All right. So, there are some things that I feel like there needs to be addressing. Uh, so, you've been doing some digging on me, Farron. Uh, you claim it's from one source that I heard. Uh, there was a tweet that I've made, roughly about a month ago, where I link a a video of porno of Ben 10 and claimed that I was, supporting pedophilia. Now, I want you to, I want to know.
I actually went and checked that more in depth, and I see that you were indeed talking to the artists themselves, and I understand that.
So, you do not think at all that I support pedophilia?
You do not, as far as I know, you do not support pedophilia.
Okay.
There has been nothing that has shown otherwise.
Okay. I've also heard that you started to list off the names of my followers on Twitter.
No, that's complete and utter bullshit.
All right. Let's see. So, let me think. Okay. So, what else have you been, talking, towards, because as far as I'm aware, you've been talking a lot about me on Discord via voice chat. Is there anything that you would, like to tell me? Like, what exactly have you been saying to these people?
They've been for most instances, there have been people who have been just showing me information, and I've just been responding to them.
Right. So you are currently not in any, you disavowed perfection. You've pretty much, done with him. And
Yeah. Basically, after a few weeks of just not really being in my own right headspace, I pretty much had severed all ties with him.
So we can agree that you had some problems that didn't necessarily make you think straight, and instead you focus more on your emotions and try to see if you can, like, either get perfection to change or at least get some form of information out of him. Am I correct?
Yes, but I don't see where emotions have to deal with it.
I do believe that it has to do something with emotions, because as far as I'm concerned, you've relied, you've became so unbelievably blind with so much hatred towards the likes of Perfection and Sakura Quinn. You've, you yourself admitted that what you've done towards Sakura Quinn, especially on Perfection's Discord, that it was absolutely wrong. Like, no one in the right mind would ever, ever, post a link towards Sakura Quinn's Pornhub account on a Discord server that's notorious for hating women. So I'm not sure what exactly was your justification at the time, but I think, if I wasn't even aware that you were, sorry for what you've done and try to at least make up to Sakura Quinn, you know, without that information, of course I'm gonna have to call you out on your behavior. So pretty much everything at this point, it's just, I don't even understand why we even need to have a voice chat if everything in the past has already been resolved.
Well, the thing is, it's only been the past few weeks. There are other. Oh, we hear you, Blade.
Oh, okay. You guys can hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, I don't
Okay.
see what are you guys beefing? I'm kind of agreeing with Zan on this. What's the point of this?
I think they are actually getting somewhere here. Actually, let them continue a bit, Blade, because I think they're actually
Alright.
getting somewhere here.
I mean,
Ignore us. Carry on.
the past few weeks, I have tried to talk to those who are closer to perfection and those who are trying to help change perfection and in the way he had done things. And I spent most of the time around them. And yes, there were times that we were all buddy buddy, but I mean, if you're going to be hanging around someone and basically not wanting to start shit with anyone, you're going to have to be all buddy buddy. I mean, it's basic socializing, really. I mean, you don't want to kind of stick out like a sore thumb amongst other on against similar people. Am I right?
That's indeed fair, but keep in mind that we're dealing with someone who's pretty much self-aware of what he's doing. I mean, he thinks that what he's doing is absolutely trolling, but he knows what he's doing. He's trying his very
Yeah.
best to ruin Sakura Quinn. He's doing everything in his power to get geek them off YouTube. And right now, currently, he's trying to get back his YouTube account.
We all know that's not going to happen.
Of course not. But that's.
I mean, if we're all playing on an even playing field here, I mean, I've been polite to perfection in videos. Farron's been polite to him in videos. He's been polite to him in Discord, and I do remember you being very polite to him, Atheist, as well. So,
yes,
I mean, I get where you're coming from, but I mean, it kind of loses all meaning when you yourself are guilty of the same thing.
yes.
I mean, to put a bit of clarity on that as well, it was, you were like, it's such an honor to have you here, Perfection, in my live stream, like constantly trying to drag him in and stuff. And whenever he was there, you wouldn't talk to him because I don't think you wanted to piss him off. But at the same time, you didn't want to seem too buddy, except for that, it's an honor to have you here kind of thing. So I don't think either one of you are innocent in that regard.
Oh, no.
I get it. I get your point.
Allow me to, interject. The reason why I say it was an honor to have the likes of Perfection to ever come to my live stream is because, for one, I didn't actually think that he would ever come. He's like a YouTuber's like he has like, to me, he feels like he's one of those YouTubers who wouldn't actually ever come to someone else's live stream if it doesn't really benefit him. But apparently I was wrong. And, at the time, I will admit that it was very entertaining when he was around. I mean, sure, it got a bit chaotic, but, half the time, when he was around, I was actually kind of laughing at the amount of insanity that was going between Sakura, Ghost, I think that.
Yeah, I don't feel the same way about it because let's be honest here, Sakura was annoying. She was screaming over people, talking over people. I don't know how you find that entertaining, but I guess that's you. But she was annoying. And I would even say she ruined your streams.
Yeah,
Her
and
ghost and I mean at times Toonzilla. I mean, yes, the kid's 14 and stuff like that, but I mean, dealing with him quite a bit. You cannot bring reason to a teenager, or at least in his case. Believe me, I've tried.
Yeah, I tried as well, but eventually Toonzilla turns out to be nothing more than a giant ass prick. He banned me on his Discord.
I know all the news.
Yeah.
And I was one of the people to talk to him right after. Apparently, he had been on the stream with Perfection and said he was going to become a perfectionist, and I basically tried to pull him away from that. And then after that, he was just, I don't know, your typical 14-year-old self-entitled teenager.
Yeah, he's trying to be like one of those, cool type of teenagers,
Well,
But you
he's
know what?
he's trying to be teenage clout chaser. Let's face it.
Yes. I mean, he dared me to make a video about him. Like, no, I'm not gonna make a freaking video about you. You're practically no one.
Technically, I'm no one either. The only reason that essentially any of this is happening is I've had conflicts with you on Twitter. I've had conflicts with you on Discord, where we've butted head times and times and time again. You think that I'm better than you think. You think that I've got this big ego and that I'm better than you and stuff like that. And you think that you're right in every aspect.
I don't think that I'm right in every aspect. I
You
tried.
He
You
just
stick-
feels like you have no control over his channel, so you should stop pretending.
Yeah.
Don't want
Yeah,
to say that's how I feel, but that's how he feels. That's what he's trying to say.
Yeah,
if anything, I was being highly critical of your work, and yes, may have pissed you off. My views may have pissed you off, but I mean, when it comes down to the day, you just gotta kind of take the criticism and just be like, okay, whatever. However, in your retaliation, you attack me as well, and it kind of goes back and forth, and it just you get nowhere with it.
Okay, first of all, let me just say that your criticisms about me is pretty much the same as what Sandel has said to me about Sakura Quinn, how I should have handled things. And I've listened. I've been, I've been very patient with you, but as far as I'm concerned, you've made it more and more personal every time I even talk about perfection. Every time that I even utter a single word about perfection, which, by the way, on Discord, I shown a couple of screenshots of you losing your shit the moment I even say the word perfection, and you even told me to shut the fuck up on Discord, which is like, holy shit, dude. What the fuck? Like, I can't even joke about how perfection is a complete asshole. Like, dude, you need to stop. You've allowed your emotions to cloud your judgment. You don't. It's clear that you have some massive issues with me, and I feel like you wanted me to like do things your way. You wanted to have some form of control on how I do things, but you can't. So the next best thing to do is that you have to like continue to bitch and moan and bitch and moan, and it gets tiresome. Like, dude, if it bothers you so much that I even utter a word about perfection, somehow in your head, you just have to snap and just angrily respond. Like, I get that you might think that I'm just a clout chaser, and there are several people who still think I do, but in all honesty, I don't really need to talk about perfection in order to be, this successful YouTube channel. I'm already like, I'm trying to work with different people, trying to talk to others, but it's absolutely just mind-boggling that all it takes to pretty much put you on edge is just for me to say the word perfection, and that's it.
If I may
No,
interject here, so I'm going to tell you the difference between what Zan does and what you do, Taran. Now I feel bad that I'm taking his
Take it
side,
away.
but I'm just being neutral here. So what Zan did was he never really said, "Perfect, you should stop." Even if he did say that, he might have. Uh, I know what I think. He just said, "Hey, you cloud chasing. I don't like it. You can do whatever you want, but you, I still don't like what you're doing." But I've seen you like saying things like, "It is gamer, you should stop." And that's the thing. Here's another difference. Zan stopped talking about it is gamer, but anytime it is gamer brings him up, you bring perfection up, you kind of tell him, you kind of like go off on him. That's just my 2 cents.
Yeah. No, the main thing about me is for the longest time, a lot of your videos were nothing but perfection, 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 perfection. Like I'm looking as early as 3 months ago. Um, and then there's a point where you say 2 months ago that you're done with perfection, that basically you're getting things off your shoulders, that you're not going to talk about it anymore. And about a couple of days later, you're talking about him again. If anything, what pissed me off was the hypocrisy of it all.
Allow me to say this. The only reason that I said that I was done with perfection is because perfection at the moment was not making any videos about Geekdom 101. They had a truce. So when perfection broke that truce, which let's be honest, we all should have seen that one coming. I had to make a video about it. We all know that
You didn't have to. You
Here's
wanted to.
I'm going to stop you right there, okay? All right. Every time the Atheist Gamer brought out a video on perfection, whilst we had major critiques of it, and by no means was it great. Anyway, anyway, despite the fact that the video wasn't particularly to our liking, he brought it out on a subject matter that had just occurred. So it wasn't like he was talking about something that happened 4 months ago. The problem here, to me, in this particular case, seems to be that you told him to take down his perfection videos, and then henceforth after that, if he ever mentioned perfection, you had a problem with it. And a lot of people look at that as like, you don't govern his channel. You aren't like in charge of what the Atheist Gamer does, Farron. If he wants to mention perfection, he can, and you can by all rights tell him not to keep bringing him up, but ultimately it's his decision. You already got him to take down all his videos. He's done way more than he even should have done. And I'm sorry, that sounds really horrible, but that's how just like it seems to me. He can mention perfection as much as he wants. He deleted his videos for you, mate.
Actually, he hid them.
I mean, that's really not a arguing point to like prove me wrong here.
No, it's like comparing horseshoes to hand grenades.
Yeah, it's not even worth bringing up.
What, Blake?
Nothing. My bad.
Yeah, I feel like an asshole saying it, but I mean, it's been on my mind for a little while. Like the Atheist Gamer mentions perfection, and you have a massive problem with it, and you like talk about it, and then he released a video on the fact that you were talking shit about him mentioning perfection, and he mentioned perfection in his video about you, and you were saying that that's his opportunity to bring up the perfection drama again when it wasn't. And I like you, Fire, and you're a good friend of mine, but I think you were wrong on that one.
Is this true?
I'm
really sorry, mate. I'm just a bit sore on the subject because I feel like whilst I like you more than I like the Atheist Gamer, and I don't even dislike you, by the way, Atheist Gamer. I've got to stick up for what the point of view that I see.
And yes, I know I'm being very critical towards him.
I don't think that. I mean, can you really say that you're being critical if you want to govern everything that I say or do?
I'm not governing everything you say or do. I'm just saying I'm tired of seeing all this same stuff about perfection.
If in
Because-
Farron's defense, it is his right to critique and say, you shouldn't do that, you shouldn't do this. But your first mistake, Atheist Gamer, was actually privating the videos at his request, because you kind of opened the door for him to make changes in the future.
Fair enough.
And I'm not gonna lie, but we've also got to take a look at numbers as well. You've gotten a lot of views because of him.
Good for you.
Yeah, that's good.
I don't think that's a bad thing. As a YouTuber, maybe I see it differently to you, but I've made perfection videos.
Many people can see it differently, but I mean, it's when you see something like that, you almost kind of see almost a trend going on. It's like, oh, if he doesn't talk about such and such, he's not going to get the same much view counts and all that. Again, me being very critical. I will admit, I am very critical when it comes to his content.
I mean,
because
That
I
is
know
true.
because I know he can do better.
Thank you,
It's more
Farron.
like
let's
you being
not fool
cynical.
ourselves. I don't think you're on a crusade to make the Atheist Gamer a better person or YouTuber. I don't think that's really like the goal.
No,
make
not
him a
really.
better-
I'm just trying.
Thorin, it's you're not being critical. It's more like you being cynical when you said that. But that's fine. That's really not an issue. I mean, I can see your point there. I mean, he gets these views, so he's obviously going to talk about it. Sure,
I
he
mean-
can change, but if it's getting him views, why would he change?
Yeah,
Is that what you're trying to say?
But I mean, I've gone pretty hard on Farron now. I mean,
Yeah.
it would be fair
But
to say
right now,
that the Atheist Gamer, you obviously have acknowledged the fact that you make the videos because you get the views, and that's fair enough. But a lot of your videos are like, you can't even string a sentence together very well, and you're just like jumping into things without all the facts. And when you have a chance to talk to perfection, you don't talk to perfection. And then if you get like Farron, for example, critiquing you, you go as far as getting rid of the videos just because you don't want to like confront anyone. When the whole point of going after perfection, as you say it, is to confront him. If you can't confront Farron, then you had no chance of ever confronting perfection on any kind of personal level.
fair enough.
That's just my opinion. You could prove me wrong, absolutely. But from what I've seen, he talks in your live stream and you just stay silent. And you say you sit back and laugh, but I mean, it's the golden opportunity to talk to the person that you've been talking about in like however many videos. I mean, that's just me sharing my critiques on both of you. I think you're both good guys. I don't have a problem with you. But
I don't know. I can be an asshole sometimes.
Is it possible you don't want to settle anything with perfection just to get more views off of talking to him?
I don't think that there's anything, outside of mentioning perfection every now and then, which, it's going to be unavoidable for the next few videos that I'm going to talk about. There's going to, of course, I already have plans for, about with Sakura Quinn, because, she made a video just recently about how, like, people are criticizing her and how people are being mean and stuff like that. Like, oh my god. And then there's SSIMS, which he's a massive fanboy of again perfection. But after those videos, I doubt that I'm ever going to like deal with perfection ever again, unless perfection happens to like randomly appear on the news, which then I'm gonna be let's be honest, it would be a very, very stupid time to like pass up and just, if perfection ends up committing some sort of crime, like, of course I'm gonna talk about it. Of course I'm gonna like milk the living shit out of it, because I mean, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't laugh at the massive tragedy that is known as perfection? and then we can finally say, okay, Perfection's in jail. There's nothing he can
sorry,
do.
I'm gonna
That
interject for a second. He's as good as dead. I don't see why you need to bring him up anymore.
that's true. That's absolutely true.
I'd like to say that beautiful sucks. That's all.
But anyway, outside of mentioning Perfection, like in a few videos that's gonna be brought up, I'm not gonna make another video on Perfection. At least not one that's completely, of him being the complete center of, because it there's nothing left to talk about him. He's done for. The only thing he's doing right now is that he's going on not Discord, on Reddit, trying to get his YouTube account back, but it fails completely. And his Twitch account, but hardly anybody watches his Twitch. So it's not like he's doing like a shit ton of things on Twitch that's actually getting people's attention. No, he's
Just go after me, atheist gamer. Screw it. Perfection's dead. Just go after me. There's no point. Like, just go after me. Screw it.
why what was he?
Does
Like,
going on
how
his
much?
Reddit matters?
Just go after me. Why not? Like, it's so not worth mentioning Perfection at all. I mean, he's such a small part of your beef with you two as well. I'm astounded he's been mentioned the amount of times he has.
Look at
Also,
atheist Twitter. It's
beautiful sucks.
it mentions Perfection a lot.
Continue.
Anyway, there's at this point there's no point to going after Perfection. So there's just a few things to clean up and then just move on. I plan to like cover news, and make more video responses. And I prefer like I'm not used to making Google Hangouts and trying to make videos, on the spot, not without scripts, because I prefer to make videos with scripts, so that way I have practice and that way I stutter less. It sounds more crystal clear, and it's something that you can't really mess up. So there I'm gonna be mentioning Perfection, sure, maybe as a joke, as but it's not gonna be the main focus.
Is that okay with you, Farron?
That's fine. As I said, after everything recently, I could care fucking less.
I mean, moving on, like,
just don't drag me into it. I don't give a flying fuck.
I get that, like, you're just describing like the future of your channel and stuff, and that's fine. But I believe Beautiful was saying some stuff in the chat that he wanted to get off his chest as well. So I'd like to give him the floor.
Fair enough.
If he's still there, that is. I think he is.
Yeah, I'm here.
I know you were writing some stuff in the chat that you wanted to say. So if you wanted the opportunity to say it, then go for it. The floor is yours.
No, okay. One, I don't understand or see a problem with the whole situation with Baron in the Discord talking with me in Perfection. I don't know why does that matter? Can you explain that?
Oh, let's see. So
Bear in mind, he's the one who's would it be fair to say friends with Perfection? I don't know how you would describe it.
Yeah. I'm one of the closest people to him. Because you're saying a lot of stuff saying that he's in a Discord full of people who hate women, which I took offense to that. You're saying that he was posting Sakura's Pornhub account and whatnot. From what I remember, that was in the sophisticated gentleman server, and if I remember correctly, most of the people there are people who do not like perfection. So I don't know why did that matter in the first place as well.
Also, to bring that up, the first time that it had occurred, after it was talked about, the entire room was deleted.
Which
Again,
room was that?
I think that was the one on the gentleman server.
The one Sakura?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because what is it? We didn't want to really do anything about that. That wasn't really important. I mean, we just got laughs or whatever out of it because of the way how she was reacting in regards to her saying that it's private information, but it's nothing really worthy of us just going over and attacking her about it. The only thing that we really went after her about was the hypocrisy of her calling perfection and subsequently his followers pedophiles for looking at cartoon porn when she does the same thing. That was the real issue we were going after her about at that point in time when Theron was in our server. Theron can vouch for me and Fat Rod Kaga, and there's literally really no one active in any of the servers like that. Only really old people. Most anybody who's in our servers are just spies or whatnot. Even you atheists, I allowed you to be in the server because there's literally nothing there you can use to say that we're doing anything malicious. That's why I allowed you to be there when you came in the server and you saw Theron there. So I don't know why you're saying stuff like he's trying to like destroy Sakura like that. And that's not the case. That's not true. Any information Theron really wanted, I openly and happily gave to him because it's nothing really he could really use. All he'll see is just me and Kage are normally the only ones who are truly active in any of the servers. Most of the things we do is talk about NBA because we find NBA hypocritical. And what he does is way worse than anything perfection does.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's some interesting information.
I even told you when you asked me when you were asking Theron about the Bulma Bunny stuff. I said, oh, he mentioned it, but I'm the one that had the game. I'm the one that was able to figure out all the information. I was the one that looked up YouTube's TOS to see that you can't share a link on your channel to where you can get the game or look at something like that, which is illegal for Bulma Bunny. So I took like real offense to you going after Theron like that, as if Theron's actually trying to do something malicious. Because I wasn't trying to do nothing malicious. I was making people aware of stuff that should not be going on in the first place. I showed you everything.
I mean, from a point of the Sakura Quinn Pornhub thing, when we say that he shared a Pornhub account in a server full of people that hate women, we didn't mean every single person. We mean a majority of them.
But
Like, we didn't.
but to be fair, nobody's really active.
Well, I mean, that's, it is what it is. We don't know that. You don't really know that. They can read the chat and not type.
And that server, you actually can because that server was created and it has mostly people who don't like perfection in it.
I mean,
it wasn't shared in the pussy
do you
server.
think it was right for him to pop that down, or whether or not they were active or not?
I don't
Whether
think
you
it was
can prove it?
right or wrong.
I mean, the point remains. Then it's
if you say that he did it because he was like trying to harass soccer or whatever, then you could say like morally or whatever that that's wrong.
I think in that moment he didn't think about it, and what he did was wrong.
And
I think, yeah, he admits that. The atheist gamer called him out on it, so I think that point stands. But I don't know what you lot are talking about with this Bulma Bunny stuff, and quite frankly, without being offensive, I don't really care about the Bulma Bunny situation. I've not really got involved in it, and I don't intend to, so I'm going to stay out of that one. But I will say the Sakura Quinn Pornhub account pictures they shared, that was wrong.
Okay.
And that's my 2 cents.
Well, that's fair. That I consider
Uh,
wrong and whatnot. But I'm just speaking from us. We didn't really care about it in the way that atheists is making it seem like we cared. I just want to make. I just want to clear that up.
okay, so that's okay. So I'll admit that the screenshots that I receive, uh, of course, I wasn't fully aware that the Discord server was completely filled with, um, perfection haters. But like I said, it's easy to mistake that, because keep in mind that perfection does have a couple of followers. Even now, despite the fact that he has more haters than supporters, there are people out there who are completely blindly supportive of perfection. People like Hot Cheeto Juice, SSM, SSIMS.
Wait,
At
hold
what?
on. Hot Cheeto Juice is a supporter of perfection, and SSM, he hasn't really done anything with perfection. And while he gave up all of that stuff, he's not even active in any of the servers. SSIMS, he's another case. I don't even really need to talk about him. It's obvious what he does and what he wants to do. But anytime I find out somebody's just liking perfection because of them liking him, I inform them of stuff that he's accused of. I inform them of any of the other stuff that they aren't aware of, so then they can make the choice to stay or whatnot. And majority of the time, they make the case to stay. I wouldn't say that it's blinding at that point when I let them know what he's being accused of and whatnot,
Huh.
because I'm trying to weed out people who are like Majin Ryoko and Von Dragon, who are just blindly following him, giving him false information, giving him like unneeded info he didn't really need just because he was salty at the time. Like for instance with the NBA doxing thing. Like he was really upset at the time that NBA tried to dox him like that and then slandered him and then talked about him. I talked I talked to Perfection personally. I even have his phone number now. I've talked to his sister. He's really protective of his sister. And for them to go on the live stream like that, I can see why he was blinded in rage to
Uh,
make that live stream doxing him. Because
so
his sister is in fact under 18.
I mean, I don't know why we keep getting back on perfection. I don't get it. Like, I don't get why we keep talking about everywhere I go with this circle. It always comes back to perfection, and you always go off topic.
well, to be fair, um, I mean, it does revolve around perfection, but the things that this beef, this sort of debate that we're supposed to have, like, if it's already like I said, this entire thing could have been easily resolved, via Discord. It could have been. It I don't think this was even necessary at this point, because if Thiron admits that what he's done is wrong, and the information that I had, you know if he's absolutely sorry about that, then there's really nothing else to debate about. There's nothing to really say. So this entire chat, this Google Hangout, was practically almost a waste of everyone's time. The only thing that we've actually accomplished is that we cleared up a few things.
Mhm.
I mean that was the point of it. So
And the
I
black
don't think
chocolate
it was a
bar.
waste of time. Are you two friends or what? I don't get it. Are you going to stay out each other's ways? What's the compromise that you two are trying to get to here?
Okay,
They're going to team up to make their own YouTube channel.
I would enjoy that.
look. I'm just gonna do what I'm just gonna do. I'm definitely and pretty much sure that at this point I am not going to make any more videos that's completely focused on perfection. I'm going to mention perfection in at least 2 videos that I'm going to make, and then that's it. Like,
I think you should just do whatever you want, Atheist Gamer.
yes, and
If you're going to mention perfection, you're going to mention him. It
yes,
doesn't matter. I don't think you need to promise people that you're not going to talk about him.
Hypothetical for you atheists. If Perfection were to get his 12K channel back, how would you respond to it?
well, I would be pretty, disappointed and angry at YouTube for actually allowing this guy to come back at all. And if he does, happen to come back, well, then I guess it's open season again for like everyone else on the internet, and I'm pretty sure that he's gonna make up some really, some fake ass bullshit. He's gonna talk about Sakura Quinn. He's gonna talk about Boma Bunny. He's gonna talk about Sassy VA, and do the exact same shit over and over again. And
I have to go in a sec. Sorry to cut you off,
I
but
actually have to go as well. So
if you're going to go after anyone, Atheist, I'd go after NBA.
yeah, that's the next person I'm going after.
I mean, everyone says, oh, you fear the league and all that shit, but I mean, you're a content creator. Do what you want. It's his opinion, and he'll gather his lackeys and find evidence of embarrassing stuff from 5 years ago or whatever. But ultimately, the last time he did that, it didn't seem to phase you. So I think that you've done your beef with Farron. You've cleared it up. If you want to talk about Sakura, go ahead. She's a twat. But the only person I see that's relevant at the moment is NBA. But I wouldn't even go there because there's literally no point in even talking about him. Like, it's just like the bullshit armor, as I've said before. Like, you're an asshole. Yeah, I know I'm an asshole. I like it. Like, okay, you are a hypocrite. Yeah, but I own my own company. Like, yeah, okay. Well, I own my own house. Well, yeah, you're 40. You know what I mean? Like, whatever you say, he has some kind of like bullshit armor defense thing. It's like, yeah, I have a car. Like,
It's
okay.
because he's an ignorant old head. That's what we call in the hood.
Oh, you got no views. You say that YouTube doesn't matter to you, so why do you care about my views? Like,
I mean, like that's the whole thing. It's all a hypocrite. It's just a game of hypocrites.
yeah, that's
How I feel about it.
this whole drama scene is nothing but hypocrites. And I'm the same, you're the same, everyone here is the same. Honestly.
Even Atheist Gamer did it with Sakura.
Like, yeah, that's my whole thing. Is that Atheist Gamer is a hypocrite. Like,
Farron's gone. But I have to go because my video premiere is starting. I should probably actually be there for that. I guess Farron's gone, so that's that. I'm out. See you guys later.
all right,
Now,
bye.
Atheists, we're here for you now. We're coming for you.
Me?
No, Atheist.
Oh boy. Okay.
Get him.
You don't understand how much of a hypocrite you really are, dude. I just, the only reason I call you a hypocrite is because you talk about perfection, talking all about attacking all these people, and you've literally attacked anybody that you could, like children. Sakura Quinn, you made a video on Sakura Quinn instead of just pulling her to the DMs and talking to her real quick.
Did he make a video on her?
Hold on, I haven't.
You did a live stream. You did a live stream, and she came. I was there, dude. You did a live stream, and she came on there and started yelling at your ass. Remember?
Yeah,
you don't remember?
Yes, I remember that she actually, I invite her to that live stream.
So why did you make a video on her? Somebody that you call your friend, like instead of just pulling her to the side and talking to her in private about the shit that she was doing, You wanted to
I
make a
did.
spectacle out of it. No, you didn't. You did it in a live stream.
Okay, listen. Allow me to explain what happened, okay? Sakura wanted me to make a live stream with her about, what she was going through, and, I decided, okay, I'd done it before with someone else, and I have no problem doing it again. So, naturally, I allowed her to, like, we had an open hangouts and try to have as many people join in as possible to help her out, because right at the moment she was absolutely deranged. She was just out of touch of reality. So what I wanted to do was actually help her, but as time goes by, it gets tiresome. It gets absolutely you know people have told me that Sakura has been, it's just an attention whore, and I should have listened, but at how do I put this? Every time Sakura opens her mouth, it becomes more and more apparent. Her content is absolutely trash. It's just her just moaning and being absolutely horny. But I didn't want her to, like, fall into deep depression.
Okay,
Because
okay, I get it. You wanted her to criticize. You wanted to criticize her, right? So if Perfection does a video criticizing anybody, it's wrong automatically. If he says everything that you just said, that because like he did show me like the PlayStation stuff about like sending him the nudes and stuff. He sent me that. And I deleted that shit because I don't care. But there's other things. You attack him for criticism, for just doing criticism on anybody else. He can't be sarcastic. It's a strike for him to be fucking sarcastic, which he clearly was, but nobody understands that he was being sarcastic. He's shitty at being sarcastic. I call him out on his shit 24/7. So does View, but apparently to you, we're blind followers and everything else. Like if you would have asked us a fucking question about how to deal with him, well, maybe you would have been fucking successful. Like the funny thing about it is, yeah, you got rid of him, and yeah, he was asking to get his fucking channel back, but he's not defeated. I just told him to lay low. If anything, y'all niggas gave this nigga more ammunition to come back on YouTube to make videos, the same fucking geekdom videos that I had to tell him not to make. Like you guys, you don't understand. He is a fucking troll, and he lives off of this shit. It gives him enjoyment when you guys knock him off.
That too, and the fact that, like he said earlier, he's not allowed to be sarcastic. Like any type of sarcasm from him, people who do not like Perfection take it as the absolute truth, which is crazy insane. Just to prove a point, to prove that he's some diabolical mastermind when that's really not the case. He's just a shitty troll.
Oh god, he uploads a fucking review or just a sarcasm thing of Bible Black. Of Bible Black. It's just sarcasm. He's not telling you to go fucking check it out. He's not telling you to look at it. It's just him saying that, oh man, this is great and blah 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 blah. I think it's great. Everyone's he's sending hentai to children and shit like that. Are you fucking warped in your head? Are you like because if that's what you got out of that, then I don't understand what the fuck is going on, because me and you see two different things.
Hold on, I haven't said anything about his videos about Bible Black or any of that shit.
Yeah.
Okay?
Also, it's never been proven that he's a pedo, and remember, if you've seen Nick Ricado's thing, is that Discord shit has not been proven. I don't know anything that happened before I met this dude that happened with that fucking Discord message, but that Discord message looked like it was cut and it was put out of context. And but if you guys are so much fucking geniuses, so much fucking, see, I'm like irritated. But if you guys are such fucking geniuses, obviously you guys can go and find the original conversation, except you can't, because it's a cut fucking message that allowed you guys to see exactly what y'all want to see.
it's as far as I'm aware, at the time I wasn't really all that paying attention about perfection. I I don't know what happened between him and Ricada and Perfection. I didn't really care, but I just, you know, was at the time either incredibly busy or did not care. So I don't know why you're here trying to criticize me.
I'm not criticizing you. I'm just telling you what I see.
Okay, calm down, okay, Look, I get it. You are a fan of Perfection, and I get it.
At this point, not even a fan. Just a guy who calls him out on his shit and wants to see him do better. That doesn't technically make me a fan. I'm just a guy who calls him out. I calls him out when he fucked up. He shouldn't have went on Rick Ricada's stream and lied.
Okay. Look, I get it. You care about him, and that's fine. Okay. And I can respect that. Okay. And some people, don't see the same things as you do. Because I honestly at this point do not care what's going on between Perfection, what's going on in his Discord server. It doesn't really matter to me. I believe that he's taking things way too far, and that's it. That's all there is to it. If there's something more to the story, I would be more than happy to listen to it. But
I told you before.
There's nothing more. He's just a really bad troll. I can send you shit of him trolling that just goes wrong. Like the what was it? Because he was in memeology and he did some shit with Thanos, and people was
he posted a picture of Thanos.
Yeah, like
with
and
whip
me,
around
and me, like like with a whip around his. And like the funny thing is, like, memeology is a server full of people who call people the N-word and everything else, and they got mad at Perfection for doing that when they're literally calling me and View the N-words and stuff like that, and doing gay memes of View, and View hasn't done anything wrong.
I see. All right. So
Okay, so Fatragage, I'm just going to like clarify this with you. You say that he's bad at trolling, right?
Yeah, he's bad at trolling.
Yeah, so he's bad at trolling, but he does it over and over again.
I can't control what he does. If he I can't control what he does.
If he's bad at trolling, then he should know when to stop. Like, I troll with you. I think you know that I troll, but I know my limits.
Exactly.
And when things are getting fucked up, I just stop.
He doesn't fucking know when to stop.
So he's a moron then.
Yeah. Dude, I've even talked to him about stopping and fucking doing most of the stuff. He's not listening. He doesn't listen to me.
Of course he doesn't listen.
He trolls Kage a lot too.
And that's the problem that I have with him. He's so bad at trolling.
But of course I'm going to call him trolling in of itself, because it's just selfish gratification. It doesn't matter if you have a limit to how you troll. Not everybody's the same.
I think I don't troll. I think I put the wrong word here. I just fool around with people. But here's the thing: whenever he trolls, he just makes himself look like an asshole or an idiot.
I mean, if that's the case, why do you pay attention to an asshole?
I mean, it makes them look like one. There's the emphasis on look like.
Why would you take a troll seriously at this point, though? That's what I never understood. Like,
the problem is that he's so bad at trolling. It really makes it look like he's actually serious, and that's the problem. A lot of, I don't know. I'm not speaking for everyone here. I'm just going to speak for myself. He's bad at trolling. He should just stop then. And I'm not going to tell him what to do. It's just a criticism. Although it looks like I'm telling him what to do.
I mean, okay, I get it. Yeah, look, I get it when you say it, because I know you and I know what your intentions are. You don't actually you don't hate him as much as everyone else does. Like,
when
you
people
just
play stuff like a soundboard of him being sarcastic, and then trying to take it as an absolute fact truth that he's being serious. That's the type of stuff we're talking about, where he's not allowed to be sarcastic to anybody.
It's not that he's not allowed to, it's just that he needs to like I'll bring the whole Bible Black situation then. So you're saying that it's satire.
No,
There is a, I can see that, but so he's either a guy who's telling people to watch hentai, or he's just very bad at trolling and he's still not stopping. Like for example, he could, if this is a satire, if this was meant to be a joke, then he need to be a bit more clear with this. uh, you need
That's
to
why we
understand that
say.
but I have a question.
That's why we said
you
we
need
was
to
just gonna.
understand that you need to understand that there is a reason why people are actually taking this seriously. It's He's not making this very clear.
But I don't understand how people can take it seriously in of itself. When how is he
uh,
allowed? How is he
he is
the only YouTuber to be allowed to plug in where you can find hentai at on his video, and the video stay
he
up?
he has done shit, like he has done very stupid things, and he has done very like bad shit, like slandering geekdom, saying that oh, he cheats on his wife. So it's very hard to understand if he's trolling or not. And even if I let's ignore that, you if this was a meant to be a joke, then he should just stop. He should just come out and say, oh, I'm just joking with you people, or just put it in the description. He needs to make this a bit more clear, otherwise it's just a mind fuck. You
But
need to
who is he
understand that.
being? Where is he being? Who is he being clear to? Because it's like
Clear
you.
to
It
people.
seems it seems like the only people who want clarification are the people who hate him, as opposed to any regular person who sees that video can tell that it's satire.
I
I
can
literally showed all
use
of my
the same
roommates,
here.
and they said
I can
that
also
yeah,
say
this
that
is
you
satire.
thinking that because you like him, it doesn't solve the problem. He needs to be a bit more clear. It's not that we hate him, that's why we're saying this. It's just very confusing. Can you?
But you say that, but people who don't know him see it as satire as well. The only problem that I've seen is people that have with the issue with the video is people who know of him or do not like him, that has a problem with his content are the only ones making complaints. I haven't seen anybody who don't know him making complaint. So it's like you're trying to fill in the void, which I don't think that's fair. I think that's policing his channel at that point.
I
It's criticism basically.
I
And yeah,
mean,
I'm not going to speak for everyone here. Again, I've seen people who actually pretend that they own their channel, and there are people who are basically harassing them. I think you know what I'm talking about. I'm
mhm.
talking about people from kiwi farms. But the problem is he is not very clear with his jokes, and it's not that we can not a lot of people can figure it out instantly. It's not
then
that we
is
hate him, it's just he's not very clear.
then isn't that their problem to deal with if they can't take it, for them to go and report it or whatever to get the video taken down, instead of
If
people
it's
who don't
not
like
clear,
him
it
criticizing him
if
about it?
if the video is not clear, of course people will assume that he's being serious.
I mean, then that's
I
when they
can see your
report
point
him.
there, but you need to understand he's not very clear with this,
I
and he at least need to come out and say, "Yeah, it's a joke."
but
But
what
you
I'm
like
basically
here's
saying
here's
is if
another
people
argument
had
that
a
I have.
problem with it, they will
Here's
report the
another
video.
argument that I have. If this was a joke, does he keep re-uploading it? He knows that he fucked up with this.
You
He
said why
knows
does he
that
keep what?
this is a bad troll. He
Why does
knows.
he keep uploading it? Why, like, if he knew
Wait,
it's a joke,
yeah,
why does he keep
wait,
uploading it?
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
but you need to understand if it's a joke and it backfired on him. He know that it backfired?
But
There's
it
another
didn't
clarification.
backfire. That's why he keeps
It it
re-uploading it.
it did backfire. People are assuming that he's actually being serious with this.
Who is
Of course, it
people?
did.
Who are these
Why
people?
should I name them? You
Because
know what I'm talking about.
the only
Let's
people that
just say
I've seen
anti-perfectionists.
are people that don't like him. Those are literally the only people that it could backfire with. He keeps uploading
He
because you guys keep giving it attention. You guys
I
keep
think he
sharing it.
posted that before pre-MBA stream, the first stream he did on perfection. I think this is where he was losing credibility. So he was even then he was getting a lot of hate for it. Before that, for that video, it backfired.
He
And
post Who posted it? Who streamed?
I'm talking about perfection having credibility when he was like in his doing very well. Like
I
there,
mean,
he actually has followers.
I
Before the first
mean,
stream MBA did.
Exactly, that's the point. NBA, somebody who does not like perfection, somebody who's talking about
Yeah,
his
but
content who don't
let's.
like it to a
Yeah,
bunch of
but
people
it's not.
who don't know him, telling them what to think. I
I'm
believe
just telling you. I think he posts. You can clarify. You can clarify this to me. Did he post that before NBA did his first stream? Because that's where Perfection was having a lot of supporters. It was
uh,
after that he was losing supporters and he was losing credibility.
I have no clue when that video came up,
But I can
but
understand if it did happen after that because everyone was there to hate on him. But before that, when he was like getting supporters, I think he posted 10, but I could be wrong.
because
He was still getting hate, so it
that's
backfired.
I'm telling you the reason why he keeps uploading it because people keep sharing it and people keep looking at it. That's literally the reason why he
But
keeps doing
that
it.
is also kind of idiotic because people are also reporting the video.
I mean, if they can report it, then the video will get
Yeah, and
taken
that's not
down.
very a smart move.
I
You
mean,
know that people are going to report it and
but
it's
the
going to
video
get.
hasn't been taken down because it was reported before. So
Did the video get taken
that
down?
no,
Because I
it
know a lot
didn't.
of people reported it.
No, none of his videos get taken down because of that video. So that's the main thing I'm talking about. If it's getting reported so much, if it got taken down, then I can understand your point that oh, it's a bad troll. Oh, people don't
But does
like
he
it.
know
But
that it's getting reported?
if it's getting reported, that really doesn't matter.
Does he know that?
I believe so, yeah. But
So he knows that
any
it's
of his
people are
videos get
reporting
reported
it backfired because of people actually taking
until
it
the video
seriously.
is taken down.
So why does
That's when you can
he keep
act.
uploading
That
it?
when the video is taken down from being reported, that's when you can accurately say that it backfired. That is literally
But
the
if
only
he
way you can say it.
but if he could tell that it backfired because I'm just taking your word for it, he knows that people are reporting it. Why does he keep uploading it?
Because the video's doing nothing
This is
wrong.
this if the whole video was sarcasm and people are not getting it, maybe he should just stop with this and just come out or at least
Man,
say it in the
because the
description.
only people reporting it are normally people who don't like him, which is why the video stays
It's
up.
not that you missing the point.
I'm,
And let's
I'm,
just
I'm,
say I don't know who the perfection is, and I looked at that video and I
that's for them. That's
that
for them to
was
decide.
very clear and he's not being very clear. Of course, I'm going to report that video.
Oh yes,
Not
that's
that I
you.
hate him, it's that he's not very clear.
You're jumping into other people's beef. You're taking away their option to report and choose.
You
That's
okay? I'm not
literally the only.
the previous year. I'm just saying that the video is not very clear, and there is
I
a reason
mean,
why people are not are not
the
are not.
video's not clear. That's what reporting the video is for. So then he can change it or take
And
it
he
down.
knows that people are reporting the video,
It doesn't matter if
so
they're
he knows
reporting it or not.
backfired and it,
That's
and
like
it
saying
makes it look
I don't want you running for mayor, so I'm gonna vote against you. You know people are voting against you, so you're gonna stop running for mayor? No, that's
it
stupid.
is kind of apples to oranges comparison.
Huh?
You're not getting the point. It
You want
backfires.
him to care about people that don't matter to his videos, that don't matter to his
Okay,
views.
so you saying that he shouldn't care?
I'm saying that if it's somebody who he doesn't, if they're not supporting him, why should he care? You guys,
He's
they
basically insulting the intelligence of his viewers, and any chance that he has to gain more
any
supporters,
YouTuber
he
does that.
yeah,
Any
but he's also
YouTuber, any
but the way
comedian,
you're talking,
especially a
you're sounding
comedian.
like he's insulting the intelligence of the viewers.
If I'm making a joke on a comedy sitcom show and I say the word like the N word, people can take that any way they'd rather take it. You have to read the context of it or whatever.
But
If
this
you
is
don't like
again,
me as a comedian, why would you come to my show and then
it's
downplay
not
all
the
of my
fact.
jokes? I'm in front of
This is
people
not the
who know me
problem.
and people who don't know me.
Let I would just say that your joke is horrible, but at the very least, I could tell you're joking. I cannot tell perfection is joking, and I think a lot of people don't. A lot of people think that he's not joking.
Now you
So
say that
no,
you
and
can't
they're
tell that
reporting
he's
it.
joking.
Yeah.
Then what happens when a fan tells you he is joking and you still do
I'm
not
sorry,
believe
I
them?
cannot hear you.
I
Can you repeat
said
that?
you said that you can't tell that he's joking. What if a fan of his tells you he is joking and you still do not believe it?
Again, I could also assume that They are just saying that because they love him. I'm just using your logic here. You
Okay,
saying that we hate him,
that is the truth. But if you're not getting answers from nowhere else, it'll just be on you to assume at that point. And if you're going by your own logic, then you're just assuming everybody else thinks like you, which is ignorant in of itself. Saying that people don't have the intelligence to tell between if it's a joke or not. If I'm using your logic too.
I'm saying the video is not very clear, and there's a reason why. And when the fact that he keeps uploading it over and over again, when he knows that people are reporting, it's not a very smart move, if you ask me. Can
But
we
if the
agree on
video's
that?
not getting taken down from people reporting, why would he stop uploading
But
it?
people are still reporting, right? So therefore, they are not getting the joke, and
They're
he keeps
reporting
uploading it over
they're
and over
reporting
again.
his channel, not his video.
And yeah,
The
I think he
video is
got.
never getting taken down. The
Yeah,
video
the
has
video's never
never
gotten
been taken
taken
down.
down.
There has
It's been,
never been a problem with the video until it gets taken down because it's reported. That is the only time you can say or use in an argument
yeah,
it's a
It's
bad
not.
joke.
it's his channel it's his channel that keeps getting taken down, not him.
There are
I mean,
videos
not
that
the
can be
video.
false flagged, and I'm not saying, oh, because the video is taken down, therefore he's wrong. It's the fact that people are reporting it. Why is he even taking the chance? And why is he
Because
not being upfront about it when it's
be,
not working?
because people who are reporting it are obviously people who don't get the joke. And that don't matter.
Uh,
It's not the video's not for them if
there
they
are
don't get the joke.
people, therefore he should just quit with this.
I mean, why should he quit? He's not doing nothing wrong.
So people don't get the joke. If you think that, okay, if I cannot tell you joking, do you continue to do that?
If I can't tell you're
When
joking, why the hell would I
if your
stay
joke
there?
is if your joke is not very clear, and a lot of people don't get it,
And
do you continue with it? Make yourself
well, a
look
lot
better.
of people do get the joke. That's why he keeps bringing it up.
A lot of people don't.
And I'm telling
Why
you, a lot of people do. That's why the video keeps going up.
comment? It's not
Lit-
a lot of
The only
them.
time
Even
a
if you
lot of people don't get the joke is when the video's taken down because they didn't get the joke. The video never got taken down because they didn't get the joke. So you can't
fine,
use that. You can't use that argument.
fine. Sorry, Atif Kema, I think you're very silent.
Oh, oh, okay. So as far as I'm concerned, if what you say is true and perfection is truly trolling, then I believe he's, there's good trolling and there's bad trolling.
And he's a
Good,
bad troll.
yeah, he's a
a
bad
terrible
troll.
troll.
But I believe, but the things he does, you know, especially that one video where he says like, "Oh man, Boma Bunny, she definitely wants to suck my dick." Like, no, that's just absolutely wrong. Like, I don't care how sarcastic you're being, it's you're trying so absolutely hard to get Boma Bunny's attention, and
In defense of that video, it was posted around 1st April, I think. So therefore, it was posted on the April Fool's Day, and a lot of people do that. Yeah, it's kind of makes you look like an idiot, but it was posted around April Fool's Day. I can tell that he was like not being serious with this. Just clarifying this to you, Teskema.
yeah, but even
It's okay, Karin.
but anyway, the things that Perfection has done, regardless on whether or not he's trolling, I personally believe is either been going too far, or it's a joke that's just gone for far too long that is just no longer funny. Like, I've watched YouTube channels that are complete trolls. There's this guy named Master of Doom who's like, he trolls his fans by saying, Zelda is a boy and you play as him. Like, it's because it's called The Legend of Zelda. And like, he even manipulates the his videos to make it look like you're actually playing as Zelda, and he's a boy. But he does so it's pretty obvious, it's clear. Perfection, on the other hand, his trolling is either completely stale or it's gone too far, and
Oh,
it's just a sad, desperate attempt at this point to to become relevant. He could have been like a good troll, and there and he could have kept his channel. He could have, continue on making videos about geekdom for all I care. But the thing is once again that he keeps on doing this sort of shit, and it actually has taken a toll on Boma Bunny mentally. I've been to her Discord. I've seen what she's, I've heard from fans that she's, become quite depressed because of what Perfection has done. And to be honest, it's, Perfection should have just stopped at that point, because if he really had no intention to do any harm to Boma, then he would have at least stopped and made it clear. But it's obvious. It's obvious that Perfection, he could have, when there was the truce that he made with Geekdom 101, he broke it a week later. And for what? Just for the sake of more drama? No. It's mind-boggling that he continues to go on and on and go on. So even if he's just trolling, that shit is getting old and tiresome. People are going to flag down eventually the videos, as far as I'm aware, was in fact flagged down and reported by the likes of Sassy VA, Geekdom 101, and I think Boma also flagged his videos. And then ever since then, every other channel that he has been removed because he's been uploading the exact same videos that has been flagged. So,
mind you, I told him not to do it. Like, I'm just gonna fucking because some people like you believe that we're mindless drones and shit, and we don't tell them not to, and we tell them not to do this stuff. So I'm just gonna make that clear. Me and this guy view told him not to do it. Told him not to upload your old geekdom videos, not to upload any of that Boma Bunny shit because it will get you flagged. He doesn't want to, so we let him do what he wants, because I don't want to control the nigga's content.
Also,
I'm not going to go ahead with this, but can we all agree that he's just a very bad troll then?
Yeah, dude, I've been saying this whole time.
We've been telling everybody.
We can all agree, right?
Even Atheist Gamer, even you said if it's a bad troll, it gets stale after a while. Think of it like when you was a kid and there's that one goofy kid that always did the same jokes to get people to get them to laugh at him. Now he'll keep doing the same joke. Eventually the kids will get annoyed of him and just stay away from him. It's like the opposite with people who hate Perfection. You don't like him, yet you keep going to him for his stale jokes. So that gives him fuel to keep doing the stale jokes. When you stop coming after him for the jokes, that's when the jokes stop happening. Unless it's a situation like
more so if you ignored them, or like if you guys fucking ignored him, he would have went away. Like we told him that fucking slandering geekdom was wrong, and the way he talked about, like, I don't like the listen. I'm not a big fan of Boma Bunny's content, but I do not like the way that he was talking about her. But I will say, if that Gohan scene was in the game, then he has all right to fucking Then if it was, then he has all right to criticize him. You attacked him for doing rightful criticism, something that he got he got a chance to rightfully do with us by his side. He had you got to think about this. He had people sucking his dick 24/7, telling him that he was the best, not even helping him make better content or talking to him.
And it seems kind of hypocritical that people say, oh, he's not doing this and that. And then, like, for instance, me and Kage helped him with 2 videos that were really good videos that it was fair for him to do. And people still disliked it and flagged it and talked shit. Even when Perfection is minding his own business, like in a live stream, not talking about nobody, people continue to come to him to try to troll him. So that's when he keeps doing the same stale old jokes, because it keeps bringing the people back to him. It keeps bringing people to the live stream.
You're referring to the video where he was like talking to some black dude or something. I think his name was some black whatever. I never really watched the whole video.
Yeah, Goku Black, he's a cuck. I don't like that guy.
You're referring to that video?
I would just
Not
refer
thinking
to
about it, disgusting.
I would just refer to a stream in general because I came from Perfection's live streams, not his videos on Geekdom or none of that stuff.
Yeah, I came
So
here
when I
for
would be in
the Vic Mignogna thing. Me personally, like
when I'm in his live streams, I just see people come in there like, for instance, Toonzilla, first one at the door, face me, coward, face me, bitch,
Yeah,
blah blah blah. But,
he's kind of a dummy.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would he stop if it keeps bringing him attention?
I mean, he's doing the same shit with this gamer too.
Yeah.
Wait, good luck with that, atheist.
I'm not
well, at
gonna.
least Atheist didn't have Adoptic to fucking deal with. Jeez, for like 2 weeks, that nigga was just on me and fucking what's his name, Critical Geek, yeah, and he still won't leave us alone.
Do you think about making videos on Adoptic or NBA, atheist?
I said
Because
earlier that I do plan to make a few videos on NBA. If
You sure you want to do that because he's synonymous for destroying people. So
it's because
the last thing
go ahead.
he tried to quote unquote destroy me, but the thing is that when I faced him on Discord, he couldn't. He had to block me on his Discord server, and he blocked me on Twitter. And like I know that this guy, he can talk a lot of shit, but when someone decides to bite back, he can't hand his own. He can't handle on his own. He's the only thing he got is his goddamn posse. That's all.
Which is normally with any bully. I asked you this because when I go through your Twitter, I see a lot of perfection hate and delete perfection and whatnot. And for the stuff that perfection does is nowhere as close as what NBA does. Like not even by a mile.
like, dude, I like
he talks about hitting kids. He makes fun of the mentally disabled. He makes fun of being transgender. He makes fun of their sexuality. He talks smack about kids and threatens to harm kids live on his channel. Yet I don't see you or anybody else who are so adamant about taking down perfection going after him, making no hashtags about him, bombarding his Twitter, bombarding his live streams. I don't see none of that.
Don't worry,
So
he's definitely next. I've been planning this shit.
How can I take anybody seriously over perfection when somebody way much worse is out there and they're literally doing nothing to him?
Like
I literally was up 6 hours literally reporting every single video that he did that was talking about mentally disabled people and talking about transgender and calling people fag boy and whatnot.
MBA.
Because it don't seem like nobody's doing nothing.
Like it's hypocrite. It's just and like for I myself, like it's like really bad now. Like you guys have gotten rid of perfection and then everyone fucking started saluting themselves and calling themselves fucking great people and stuff like that. Yeah, we got rid of fucking one bad guy, and now there's an even worse person, and no one wants to stop it. So, like,
first
because he's going like for one, I myself am not a pedophile, and neither is you.
And he keeps calling us that.
He keep calling. Well, he calls anybody who hangs out with perfection like pedophiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, that is a very stupid logic.
Yeah, and like I have fucking nieces and nephews that I protect and stuff like that. You gonna call me that? Like you serious? So
I can't make like videos on NBA because people will come at me differently just because my upbringing is different from theirs. They'll say, "Oh, attack NBA only. Don't go after his family." My upbringing is you speak for your whole clan. You speak for your whole family. The way you respect people is the way they respect you and everybody that you're associated with, friends, relatives, and whatnot. So the fact that
why is it okay for him to attack other people's family, but his family is spared?
The fact that he calls me a pedophile, he's disrespecting my parents, disrespecting that the way that they raised me, disrespecting my brothers and nieces. He's literally attacking everything that makes me me. So I don't see that it's fair that if I bring up his family and whatnot, people say, "Oh, that's you can't do that." Like, yes, I can
like
do
when
that.
back in the day, they used to cut off the head of like everybody's family. Niggas didn't get spared back then. You think the guy was talking about spare my kids? No, fuck that. We ended your lineage here, and that
Yeah,
shit ends here. Like, nigga, what?
you, even
I
if
mean,
even
it.
if they are innocent, you're dragging them into it by being being a bitch made nigga.
Right.
I mean, it's like if you criticize MBA for his content or some shit that he knows that it is objectivated wrong. He basically attacks people for something, for some irrelevant shit,
For
which
something
is
they
kind
can't
of a low blow.
control.
I mean, for example, if this gamer says that MBA is fat and ugly, or he's an asshole, MBA would like dogs the shit out of him and use some past.
I'm still gonna say this, even though like the shit that he had against Van Dragon, the shit that he said that he had on Van Dragon was actually pretty bad. I'm not sure if it's true or not what he had on Van Dragon, but you can tell fucking Van Dragon had some like mental disability or some shit.
Yeah, I know, Doctor. I
So
know.
that's breaking TOS in of itself right there, because you can't be talking about the mentally disabled like he does constantly, and he slanders them as a pedophile.
That we don't know is true or not, and like he says it's true. So
But
But
it's really suspicious that he like deleted his YouTube channel. It's
I
probably
mean, to
because
be
like
fair, he was getting a lot
he
of hate
stated that.
from
he
anybody.
he he deletes his YouTube channel often. He can't take the mental stress of it. I've talked to
Yeah,
him.
that could be a reason, but it still kind of like makes him look bad.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I know it made him look bad, and that's what I said. That's what I said. It made you like I never talked to the guy, but I've talked to View, and I said deleting his channel just made him look bad.
Yeah, because NBA, I have like over 20 videos saved and over like fucking 30 screenshots saved of how he behaves and how he acts. I just need a big voice just to get it out there to expose him.
And like even if it is like there's not gonna be anybody that does anything now. No one's gonna do anything now. It's already the chance to stop him was like long ago, along with stopping perfection, and now that perfection is gone. Because didn't you say somebody said the one person that was actually calling
Yeah,
NBA out was
literally
perfection?
Perfection was the only one that was calling NBA out. Nobody else was really doing it until like this etiquette stuff showed up. But it like that's
And
it's
and, and,
weird.
and good on you guys. Wait until like Attica died to fucking start calling them out. You guys are real nice people because that's not fucking cool. It takes a person to die and for him to do something really fucked up for people to start calling him out.
We need to get Edward Elric to make a video on him.
I mean, I know. If I'm being honest here, I really don't know who Etika is. I think the only time I ever heard him was around the time he died. But it's kind of like
He was a Nintendo fanboy and people loved the shit out of him.
The
They
Joy-Con boys.
so. But yeah, it's kind of like it makes you you're an idiot if you're talking shit about a dead person online when people are watching
Not even
you,
24
and
hours after
especially
his
when he's
death.
the topic of the day. It's very weird that he did that, and now he's like playing the victim. Oh, I'm getting this much hate. You people are fucking losers. It's like, dude,
You
what were you
people's is
expecting?
hoes. All y'all live at your mother's house.
is
I make money with you.
But it's been the same thing. They have no respect for the dead. They brought up Perfection's dead mom, and it's not. I like even if I hated you guys to the point of like Perfection geekdom and fucking NBA, I would never bring up your dead mom because that shit is sacred, and you're supposed to have respect for the dead. But it's clear it that he doesn't have respect for the dead, or like if he does have respect for the dead, it only accounts for the niggas that's in his family.
I mean,
Because
he's basically. He, I can if I'm like looking at MBA's perspective, he has this character, and like he's trying way too hard to impress people, saying, "Oh, look at how edgy I am.
that's a
Look at that
bully.
word." It's he, that's why I don't like him, and his it's like here's another problem. Anytime someone criticizes him, he says, "Oh, I'm an idiot, but I make more money than you." So what makes?
Okay.
I mean, it's like a excuse every. I mean, it's like a defense point. Anytime someone calls him an idiot for doing something stupid, he.
And I would I would simply just say, okay,
So he's
well,
the
good
black
on
King
you.
Star?
Like I would just say, good for you, my nigga. That you make a lot more money. So does everybody else. Everyone else works
You
just like
should
you
be.
do.
You're in your 40s.
like like you're in your 40s, you're established. You're like yeah, you should have a fucking established business and fucking everything. You're an adult. Like you're way more of an adult than I am.
And he acts like a 12-year-old.
Right,
Uh,
right.
it's like this. I
I
mean,
get it.
he's
Like,
not acting like it.
stop.
Also, another problem. Who the hell? I mean, a 40-year-old man calling his little group League of Darkness, is that not childish? And that, I mean, a half a monkey with a half a brain could come up with a better name.
Are you guys aware that he threatened to beat up a kid?
Wasn't
No,
it?
no.
Wasn't
I was not aware. Listen, okay.
See, this is why this is
Sure.
another thing. When I say you don't do as much research as you want to, because it's a lot of shit on this guy. It's
Okay.
like it's like he jumped in the beef with Geekdom and fucking with Perfection. Like he inherited another nigga's beef, but yeah, he gets on another nigga's. He talks about other people inheriting beef. That's another criticism that I've seen.
Yeah, so I mean, I hate to cut you off, Atraka,
Oh no, I was already done.
but poor Atheist Gamer has not said
Yeah.
something for like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You want to say something?
Okay. So I would really appreciate it if you guys show me the videos, because I would love to make a video on NBA, because
I got you. I have a lot on him. Here, I'm
Okay.
sending you one right now on Discord. He deleted it, but I already got the screenshots of it and I already got the video re-uploaded.
good.
Yeah.
Because I would love to make a video on NBA.
I mean,
'cause-
now if Dr. Adoptic is trolling him and fucking all he did was feed Adoptic, because that's what Adoptic actually cares about. He wanted the attention from the NBA. And NBA is talking about he's going to fucking ignore him, but he's not. And now it's fucking Adoptic and NBA fucking I wouldn't say fight him because I can't even call that a fight, because NBA's like just gonna say he doesn't care about him. But like it's just gonna be like fucking NBA and him. And Adoptic's already worse enough. It's just two fucking dickheads going against each other.
Yeah, so I'm going to like leave now. It was nice talking to you people. Good night.
Right.
Make sure you sleep tight. Don't let the bed bug bite.
I was taking a nap too.
Here, Atheist, I'm sending you more stuff.
Right. So send me all the information on the NBA. And then once all the information is is delivered, I'll try to like make a maybe a 20-minute video about NBA, because I've wanted to make a video on NBA for quite some time.
Like I said, I wouldn't recommend it because it's a whole lot of fucking drama with that. At this point, who cares? Let him do what he wants, because people have given him the permission to do what he wants now. Now it's people judging you on what type of anime that you watch. So if you watch like an anime with a girl in it and people like that character, it seems like you're a pedophile now. Like even if you don't like that character or not, like it seems like, oh man, you're a pedo now, because we're just gonna keep throwing out these allegations, because that's what fucking 2019 has done.
I can't, even if it has like lolly or whatever, I can't look at it because I enjoy the artist's artwork. I have to be looking at it specifically because there's a underage kid in it, and that's what I'm into. Like, that's very disrespectful.
Like I'm looking at fucking the anime because I like the anime, not because I like the little kid that's in it. Okay, maybe there's some dudes that's like that, but that's not me.
Right. So I'm gonna have to
And that shit
end.
makes me sick to my stomach, bro. Like I hate lolly so much. You don't fucking even understand. I really do.
Right. Anyway, this chat is this discussion has been going on for about 2 hours, and I want to do, and I think everything has been solved by now. I like I said, you managed to get what you wanted out of your chest, and talk about how NBA is far worse than perfection, and
I'm only saying he's far worse in actions, not
Not in the hairline.
fair enough. But I legit want to end the stream so I can focus on other things. So thank you all for coming. If anyone here has anything else to say it now before I you know
you want to play hairline watch with me and Melanin?
Not yet. In like an hour. You gotta ask Atheist Gamer.
I'm gonna be really busy for the next few hours, so I might just tell me what's going on, tell me whatever happens with NBA on Discord, and if there is a lot of information to talk about, just a lot of things to expose, then feel free to tell me all about it, because going after NBA it's been a long time coming. I personally do not feel that NBA was going after perfection because he was I believe NBA is just another clout chaser, but he actually has the fan base to actually do some harm. He did, and he really makes the claim that he's the one responsible for taking down perfection, and I said nah,
No,
he's
it was a
not.
team. It was a team effort. Like it's a team effort from everybody who hated him.
Yes,
Like that's kind of the thing that we had against you because it was a team effort.
yeah, it was a team effort. He may have helped, but at the end of the day, it was a combined effort of of me and my followers, him and with his followers, Sassy VA, Boma Bunny, and everyone else that just gotten sick and tired of him. But the fact that NBA is just NBA, is talking mad shit about other people, when they're dead. It's absolutely disgusting.
I mean, well, he took down all the videos, so it's over now. But the thing about the Joy-Con boys is they're not letting that shit go. Like he threw Adoptic in the way, but they're still not fucking letting it go. Like Adoptic didn't even get as much hate as he fucking got. Adoptic got a small taste of it.
Right. So if there's nothing else, I think we could end the chat right here.
Sakura's coming.
Sakura?
Yeah.
All right, Sakura, you want in? Hey,
Wait.
there's the link right there. It's right there. Right. Oh no, you're not. You're not coming. Well, if that's the case, I guess everything has been solved. We can finally move on from perfection and focus on someone else. So, yeah. Any final words? Is that really your final word? You sound like a fart.
Like no, I don't have anything.
Plug in your channel.
No, I'm good.
All right then. I am the Atheist Gamer and keep gaming on.